On Instagram. We're about to go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and as you can see, the title says, I didn't write a book to sell books. So I'm going to teach you some techniques on really, guys, how to take your books to the next level. So for those that are joining us, go ahead and type what city and state you're chiming in from. And we're about to get this party started. So hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Let's do it. Well, hello everyone. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I'm unmuted, right? Hopefully y'all can hear me on Facebook. Hello, I am broadcasting on Instagram. We're broadcasting on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and all that good stuff. So just wanted to welcome each and every one of you guys here. Type your city and state. I see New Jersey's in the house. Hello, hello. And then what other cities and states are you guys chiming in from? Listen, today I want to talk to you guys about book sales, right? So I think the biggest mistake that authors make is that they write books to sell books, right? And I know that sounds crazy. In fact, I believe that book money is no money. And so I talk about it all the time. Like, if you're only trying to write a book just to sell the book, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And so on today's broadcast, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about why I believe book money is no money and how you truly can leverage your book so that you can open up other opportunities. Hello, Oakland, California. Hello, hello, hello. I'm just trying to make sure if any comments are popping up on my screen because I'm like all over the place right now. But let's talk about it, right? So anyways, just to make a quick introduction, my name is Taria Vision of Art. I'm the queen of book profiting. I am not just a book publisher. So I always share that, like, don't call me no book publisher, because I believe that when you go to book publishers, they're not going to teach you about the marketing. They're not going to teach you about the 3 P's to book writing or to being an author, right? The 3 P's to author success, and that's the promotion, profiting, and the performance. But I actually take it to another level because I have 5 P's. I teach you how to publish as well for your own books, and I also teach you how to profit. I teach you how to prepare. I teach you how to promote, and of course, to perform. And so we're going to be talking about today why you should be able to focus your book on not just being only to sell, but to turn into other, opportunities. So I just want to give you, an example. I've written over 15 books. I've helped over 5,000 plus clients. We have several of our clients right now who are building multiple 6-figure businesses by learning how to leverage their book. Hey, so when you understand that a book is a business, guys, it's going to take you to another level. Thank you so much, The Motivated Mind Clothing. I appreciate you and love you back. But yeah, when you understand the power behind a book, listen, it's going to turn into a lot of opportunities. So my very first book that I ever written was called A Vision to Freedom initially. Now it's called A 6-Figure Vision, right? The reason why I wrote that book, because at the time I was a 6-figure earner in network marketing, and I was finding that even some people still were not seeing what I did as a profession. So I never initially wrote the book, number one, to sell it. I never initially wrote the book to tell my story. I literally wrote that book so that I could earn credibility as an entrepreneur, as a woman who knew what I was talking about when it came to, operating a business. And so my mindset was a little different because I was prepared to give away books before even focusing on trying to sell them. So today I want to give you three things that you need to understand the power behind a book and why you should not just focus on a book for book sales, but how to truly turn that book into a business. So if you guys are ready, I want you guys to type ready into the chat space. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and also click on the bell so you can get all the notifications when I go live. And then for those of you who are watching on Facebook, make sure to mark my channel. So like there's a way that you can say notify me again or notify me more so that you don't miss any live broadcasts, or at least you get the notification so you can watch the replay. All right. So I see you guys typing ready into the chat. Dope. All right. So the first thing that you must understand, the power behind a book, is that the right book can actually build you multiple streams of income. So when I first wrote my book, I didn't really understand the power behind having the right book and how it could build multiple streams for me. Because remember, I initially wrote that book because I just wanted to build credibility. But then stuff started happening. Listen to what I'm saying. Because I wrote a book about goal setting. And in the goal setting chapter, I talked about vision boards, right? Because I believe in doing Vision boards. I no longer do vision boards anymore though. I just do vision pictures, right? So I put pictures because we see in color. We see pictures, right? It is pictures that creates the subconscious beliefs, not necessarily words. Now, words we use to speak out loud. I ain't gonna go into that training today, but just know, like when you do vision boards, you should really put pictures up of the things that you desire, not just words, because we see in pictures, we hear the words. Yes, yes. Okay, so with that stated, I wrote a chapter talking about vision boards and stuff. I got hired to come and teach a community of women in the bridal space on vision boards. What? Are you kidding me? I never thought about that, right? And now I got people like, well, can you coach me on that? Let's say I wanted to create a whole business, which by the way, people actually have businesses right now teaching people how to do vision boards. That's a whole business. Hello? Okay. And so you said you always done pictures. Yeah, man, we got to do pictures because that's what creates the emotion, right? So anyway, so then I started thinking to myself, I was like, well, dog, I wonder what else I could actually leverage my book to do. And so I started thinking about people that are in different spaces. So I used this example the other day. I'm going to use this example with you guys. So let's just pretend if you're watching this, you're a realtor, right? You're in the real estate industry and you want to separate yourself from other realtors. Well, what most realtors do, if they do write a book, they're going to write a book about real estate, right? Okay, well, yeah, maybe you can write a book about real estate, but what if we honed in on a specific market or a specific audience of people that we want to work with? Let's think about our story. Maybe, for example, you might be a newly divorced woman, and that's why you got into the real estate world, because now you got to earn a living. So you became a realtor, and now you want to help other women who are newly divorced, show them how to get back on their feet and how to buy their very first home, right? So with that stated, when you think about it, internally, you're not just a realtor. You're really empowering women, right? And so maybe you write a book about 7 secrets to bouncing back after your divorce. Now, you're not in the relationship industry, but you are a realtor that wants to separate themselves. Now, how can I turn a book like that into multiple streams of income? Well, I'm going to be talking about 7 different ways to bounce back. One going to be get your own money and get your own stuff. Get your own crib, right? And so, and if that could be your motto, get your own money, get your own stuff, get your own crib, right? Something like that. Get your own. And so now you're empowering women to say, I'm going to get my own. And child, I'm about to buy this house and I'm going to go right to Jane Doe, because Jane Doe is the person empowering women. But there's 6 other ways that you're going to talk about empowerment. Well, maybe you can partner with other people, and you don't have to put them in the book. You can talk about it in the book, but you create strategic partnerships with other people. For example, maybe you can partner with someone in the credit world. What I see a lot of people that get into, maybe like real estate, they also want to do credit. And I just feel like you should focus on building your space in one area, and then you can partner with other people. So now you partner with someone who does credit, and you say, listen, for everybody that I bring your way, because I don't really want to have to work with them too in the credit, I'm going to send them to you. I want a commission. So you could talk about build your credit up, right? So first we want to build our credit up. Now we want to learn how to get funding, and then we want to buy that house. Now you have another chapter where you're talking about get money. How to get money. And maybe it could be centered around starting a business, getting loans, things of that nature. You could have another person that teaches people how to establish their business. Now you partner with them and say, listen, you don't have to, again, listen, I'm not telling you to include that person in the book, because if they don't pay you to be in the book, then they don't need to be included. You talk about it generally, and then you say, listen, if you want to know how to be able to start your business, you get with me. I'm going to connect. I'm the plug. I'm the plug, right? And so now, and then maybe you want to, I don't know, maybe you say, look, take a trip. So it don't always got to be just coaches that you're partnering with. You can find a travel agent, right? One way to empower yourself, get your power back, take a trip, ladies. You're going through a divorce. You need to go somewhere where you can enjoy the world, enjoy the beautifulness of it all. And I'm going to connect you with somebody over here. There's different ways. And then maybe, you're in the real estate world, but you also want to help them to learn how to be a realtor, right? Well, that could be another stream of income. So a book literally can turn into multiple streams of income. But I also don't want you guys to just think so linearly. Okay, if I'm in real estate, let me write a book about real estate. No. Write a book about what are people searching for? Who would you like to work with? Maybe you cut hair, right? You cut hair and you want to, help men. Maybe you write a book about, for you're a barber and you don't write a book about cutting. Ain't nobody, first of all, if you're trying to get more clients, ain't nobody gonna buy a book about hair, not a male, right? And so what is it that a barber brings, right? You could be, what is it called? Shop talk, right? And shop talk and it could be, I know a lot of men love to go to the barbershop so they can talk and how ladies we say kiki. I don't know what men say, but we say kiki so we can kiki and chit chat and stuff like that. And so now you have a book that talks about, the conversations. And then, here's a good idea. As a barber, right? Maybe you've had some really dope people that sit in your chair and you could interview them. And it could be a series of books of people that you've cut hair from all over the world. And now this makes you the shop talk barber. And now you got people that's coming from all over because they want to come to this famous barbershop where this man, they interview all these people and invited other people to be a part of this book. Now you done made multiple streams of income because you're going to make money because you're going to charge them to be in the book, right? And now you're going to be able to learn how to develop your talks. Listen, I'm a G when it comes to this thing. Don't anybody touching me. Okay, let me calm down. Let me sip on some wine. Now, y'all ain't got to get me hype up in here because I hype myself up when I start giving ideas. Okay? Look, I likes to get the money. Here comes the money. Hey! Holla. Okay, anyways, all right. Number 2. So now we just talked about how it makes you multiple streams of income. Another blessing of being an author of the right book. Like, don't write another book what everybody else writing about. That's the thing. A lot of people, I want to write a book about the overcoming, the intermittent, and something. I don't know. Books need to be specific, okay? You need to connect to somebody's specific desires, somebody's specific goals. But what I've come to see is that when you write the right book, darling, it'll open doors for you as a speaker. Now, please believe and understand me when I say this, y'all. I never wanted to be nobody public speaker. I prefer to just be on a computer. I ain't lying. On my resume, when I had graduated college, I even put something to the point like, I'm really good behind the cubicle. Like, I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to be no speaker because I was just scared. And honestly, I gotta talk about something real quick. Let me tell you why I didn't like speaking in public. And a lot of this is some of y'all can relate. So the reason why I used to hate speaking in public was because as a child, when I was growing up, I don't know if y'all grew up in the household like I did, right? But when I grew up, I remember as a child, if I was amongst adults, which were people that I saw as influential as a child, if I was amongst adults and I wanted to speak, let's say I ran into the room and I wanted to just start talking, the first thing I was told was, excuse me, don't you see grown people talking? So immediately, I was put into a place where I was less valuable. My words were not of value because these were people who were more influential than me. The things that we program our kids to, which actually lived through us all of our lives. And so then that's the first thing. And then I remember if I wanted to speak if I spoke, they said, excuse me, you're not supposed to speak unless spoken to. Oh, some of y'all lived in this household too? You ever been told you're not supposed to speak until spoken to? Excuse me? That's the things that we learn though. And then we go to school and we learn that in school, in order to speak, we must do what? Let me raise my hand so teacher can see me. So I am also learning this again in school. I remember when I would want something, if I wanted a cookie and it wasn't cookie time because I didn't eat dinner yet and I wanted a cookie. If I asked for a cookie and my mama said no, you bet not ask again. Because if you ask me one more time, okay, and you learned how to give up when somebody told you no. So through this process, now you've created a mentality where you don't like speaking in front of people. Then to make matters worse, I would go to the playground and I would go talk to the kids on the playground. They would ignore me. Believe it or not, y'all, I was the kid that people ignored. I used to be, and I don't know if anybody else can relate. but I would speak and people would literally keep talking like I didn't say nothing. And so no wonder I grow up to become an introvert. This was a learned behavior. I need you to understand these things. So when a lot of people tell me, well, I don't want to speak in front of people, I want you to think back, where did that behavior come from? Where did you learn that mentality to not want to use one of the most valuable blessings that God has ever given us, and that is our voice, because God created the world with his voice. So I am here to believe that my voice is powerful, but as a child, I was told to not use it. And listen, we're not going to blame our parents, because they are only doing what they were learned to do. They were taught this. And so, okay, let's go back to talking. Because some of y'all will try to use that. Well, I ain't trying to be no speaking either. I don't want to speak in front of people. I'm afraid to speak in front of people. Listen, get over it. We got to get over it. Grow through it. Push through it. The best way to do it is start speaking in front of people. I promise you, you will not die. The best speakers are the ones that are prepared to. So you must prepare yourself. So it opens doors for you as speakers. I'm telling you guys, when you write the right book. I wrote a book about depression. Now, I decided that I don't really want to do the talk about depression like that. It's a part of my purpose, but it's listen, I wasn't ready. But because I had that book about depression, I was offered an opportunity to speak on panels with doctors. And the crazy thing is that these doctors were speaking from a standpoint of medical experience and medical information, things that they learned through school and studies. When they came to me, I was speaking from an experience of life lessons, what I've been through. And so at the end of this presentation, when I was done, the person that everybody wanted to come and see was the woman who wrote a book about it, because either they were going through it or they knew someone. And notice I say knew someone, because that's what a lot of people used to do back then when I wrote the book, because people weren't really talking about mental health as much as we do today. But I know someone who kind of need the book. I'm like, okay, no problem. It's cool, right? But it opens doors for you as speakers. And now let me drop some more nuggets. Y'all ready? Here's some nuggets. Another nugget for you is that sometimes, let's just say some of you guys that want to be paid speakers. Well, I'm going to be honest. Everybody may not be wanting to pay, or everybody may not have a budget to pay you, right? Even though you're a great speaker, they don't have the budget. Well, the great thing is that there's ways that you can maneuver your book so that your book can actually be in exchange of you getting a speaker's fee. They can buy enough copies of your book for the attendees. And there's things that you can work out. And these are some techniques that I teach individuals who are part of Book Profits Club. But you can use your book instead of them, because they'll have a fee or a fund set aside for learning material. And so now you're able to have, instead of you going and speaking in front of however many people it is, let's just say you're going to speak in front of 50 people. Now you have 50 people who actually have a copy of your book in their hand, and then they can go home and be able to schedule a call with you and be able to work with you, instead of you having to get 50 people to go to the back of the room to purchase your book. Now they have to wait in this line. I know me personally, I don't like doing lines, and so I'm not going to do it. And so when people be doing stuff like that, go to the back of the room, sign up, get your book and stuff. Child, 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose customers that way, because people ain't trying to wait no line. So set it up so that you can say, listen, well, how many people are going to be there? Okay, can we make it so that every single person gets a copy of the book? I'll waive my speaker's fee, because I think about it like this. If I have 50 people in that room that have my book that are qualified, at least 20% of them are going to become customers. So 20% of 50 is 10. My package prices, let's just say you sell a program for $1,000. So you might have got paid $500 to come and speak, but instead you were able to get everybody with a copy of your book. 10 of them became a client. 10 times 1,000, you just made 10 stacks. Hello, come on, let's go. What are we talking about here? And then number three, you can sell more products. In your book, you can use your book as a reference tool to sell different things. Let's say, for example, you're a massage therapist. Like, I believe every business owner should write a book, like, period. Now, as a massage therapist, again, you can't think linearly, because what most massage therapists will do, they think, I should write a book about massages. No, don't nobody want to read a book about massages, unless like maybe they want to become a massage therapist. But if you want to get more clients with your book, what is the reason why people come to get massages? To relieve stress. If we were to go Google right now how to overcome stress, I bet you will find millions of results. That means that people right now are Googling how to live stress-free. And if you got the keys to living a stress-free life, you should write a book about that. So I'm going to write a book about being stress-free. Or because I know we're going into the winter times, and we know that depression is very heavy during the winter times, a lot of mental illnesses. And so now you want to help people to have better peace, happiness maybe, right? Keys to inner happiness. And so one of the keys to inner happiness, you're going to talk about, listen, one of the keys to inner happiness is massages. I know for me it is. I don't know about y'all, but I love to get a massage, honey. And then I go get my massage, and I want to make sure the music is right. I want to make sure that the audio is right. So let me tell you another thing that you could do as a massage therapist. So as a massage therapist, you say, okay, well, one of the ways is massages. Another way is aromatherapy. And so let me show you how you can make money with that. So what you do is you say, you can sell the aromatherapy in your book. And so in the aromatherapy, you tell them, listen, you take this right here. So even if I'm not your massage therapist, you want to take this with you, and you want to, when you're laying down, right, you're going to put a little dab, and you can make like a mask or something, I don't know, so that they can have the aromatherapy coming into their body while they're getting the massage. Another thing could be the right meditation music, right? And so maybe when you go to get your massages as well, you can then have them purchase your meditation music so that they can have the music that they want to have instead of just some old stuff that's over the loudspeaker, right? And so now you got the meditation music that they can listen to, or the affirmation music, because it's all about being happier. And so now you can have guided meditation where you're speaking affirmations over them while they're getting this massage, and at the same time they can listen to this when they're going to sleep. They can listen to this when they wake up. It doesn't matter. But you're able to actually use your book to sell additional products. You're able to use your book to sell additional services. And so you understand the power behind being an author. It's a little dark. It's getting dark, y'all. Hold on. Let me turn the light on real quick. No, I don't want to do it right there. Let me turn it on right here. It's getting a little dark. But when you understand the power behind being an author, y'all, you would not hesitate. And by the way, let me just say something. You shouldn't just write one book. You write a book to write another book. I hear people tell me all the time, when I finally get this book, now I've been working on this book for 5 years, 7 years, or whatever, how many years you've been working on that book, child. Let me tell you something. If you've been working on that book for that long, it's time to get that book done, because what you thought was valid 5 years ago is going to be different today. You write a book to write another book. And by the way, the best book customer to have is one who's already bought a book from you. Okay? Now, I want to share this other story why I came out with this final book, and then we'll wrap it up. But I wrote this book, Don't Go Broke Trying to Be a Business Owner, right? And in this book, you see forward by Trevor Otts. Also, we have Tywana Wilson, Nick, Sally Franklin, and Tony Moore. They all are contributors of the book, right? But the reason why I wrote this particular book, because as a coach, one of the things I'm always paying attention to are how are the ways that I can solve the challenges that my ideal client has. And my ideal client is that of a speaker, coach, or network marketer. However, there are many business owners that I believe if they wrote the right book, it could also help them to build their business. And so instead of just only having a book about being an author, which yes, I have books about that. I have one about don't be a broke, or how not to be a broke author. And I got a brand new book coming out called the 10K book for $10,000. Yes. But I also was finding that a lot of business owners are like, well, I don't need to write a book, right? I'm like, but yes, the hell you do need to write a book. So I decided to create a book specifically to target business owners, because I know that 80% of most business owners do not survive their businesses past 5 years. And when I say 80%, because some of us get confused as to what I mean by surviving their business. I'm talking about your one business, because some of y'all have been entrepreneurs for 10 years doing 10 different businesses. I mean, one business that you've done for 10 years, not the fact that you've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. Does that make sense? So it's a big difference. And this is how the statistic works, because the fact is you've been in multiple businesses. I know I have. When I first got started in the world of entrepreneurship, y'all, I was a tripreneur. So I tried everything under the sun. But that was not successful. So I don't like to tell people that I've been in business no, this particular business has been in business since 2014. But before then, I was doing all other type of stuff under the sun. As long as it was legal and it was of morals, Your girl was doing it, all right? And so anyway, so I decided to write this book because of course I want to cater to the audience that maybe thinks that they don't need to write a book. So another thing is that I want to share with you, sometimes you may write a book specifically to cater to a niched audience. And that's okay. Because you write a book to write another book. And notice my books ain't 300 pages long. Don't nobody want to read a 300-page book anyway. We'll talk about that later. But y'all, I hope that this has been of value. This is not supposed to be a long video. But I had someone ask me about the P's. And so in our program, we actually teach you the 5 P's to book writing success. And the first P is preparation. I find that a lot of authors do not prepare their books right. Like most people don't. This is probably the most difficult part, and people don't want to do it. It's difficult because a lot of people don't like doing this type of work. But the preparation, y'all, is so important. You got to know who is your book for specifically. How is the book going to help them specifically? How is the book going to help you? Why are you writing the book? Like, what are you using the book to do, etc., etc. The next P is going to be, we teach you about publishing. And so I teach all of my authors how to be self-published. I don't believe in going to a publishing company unless, number one, they're giving you a whole lot of money up front, and it need to be at least $500,000. I would never go to a publishing company that's giving me an advance check of. And by the way, let me tell you something. When a company gives you an advance of $500,000 or $250,000, which they're not really doing that, but if they were to do it, what they're saying is, we expect you to sell at least $250,000 worth of books. And you're only going to get a percentage of the sales. So when you sign on to a publishing company, they're going to probably give you maybe 5-6% of the book. And so that 5-6% profit that you make from them sales must equal up to that advance before you can start getting the additional money. Y'all hear what I'm saying? So sometimes, look, we live in a world today where you can do so much online. And by the way, a publishing company is not going to pay for marketing for you. They're not going to necessarily put you out there. There's some that will, very few, but many of them are going to be relying upon your marketing, your network. And so we teach you how to self-publish. The third P is teaching you how to promote your book for success. We have multiple ways of teaching you promotion. The fourth P is we teach you how to get your book to profit. We have multiple ways to profit with your book. And then the fifth P is performance. And so what I mean by performance is like when you go on a stage and you're speaking in front of an audience, how do you get your book to perform? How do you get people to buy that book? By leveraging the book. For some of you guys, the ways that you can get your book to perform, you can set up every day of the week. You can sit down and read a subchapter from your book and read it from the book so they can see you reading from the book. And this is how you're getting your book to perform. See, I see so many authors write books, and the last time they've sold books is when the book was actually launched. That's not cute, and we're not trying to do that. You don't write a book to only sell it during the launch. You write a book to leverage it for throughout the whole entire span of your business. Does that make sense? So anyways, with that stated, y'all, yes, we are on YouTube. If you go to YouTube right now, we're broadcasting this on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. If you search Vision Avant on YouTube, you can subscribe to my channel. And for everybody else, I appreciate you guys. Yes, happy Sunday to you. I see some of you guys that are here. Larry was in the house. Mercy Miles Jenkins, Andre Toynes. I hope I said that right. I said I step on my. He said you step on my toes every time I listen to you. I'm a realtor, and that resonated with me. Well, I'm glad. Happy Miss T Sharp. She says happy Sunday, and Kiwan. She says. I'm sorry, Kiwan. She says amen. All right, guys. Well, with that stated, that's it. That's all. I just wanted to jump up here real quick, give y'all a little value. And I'll repost this video, actually, the video that you guys are watching on YouTube. I'm reposted on YouTube. On Instagram and all that good stuff. All right, y'all. Well, I'm out of here. Love you guys. Vision is the art of seeing what's invisible to others. So don't allow people who do not see what you see to break your focus. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, don't you look left. Don't you look right. Only stay focused forward on what God has for you. And at the end of the day, darlings, all will be well. Deuces.